Muses. Welcome to the Mixed Muse, a space for reflection, reclamation, and real talk through a mixed race lens. You can call me Mixed Muse, your multi-generationally mixed host, and here we explore identity, culture, and the quiet complexities of being beautifully in between. If you're drawn to nuance, honesty, and a little shimmer in the truth, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. So I was scrolling on my For You page and saw my mutual had posted this. Shout out to Quarter on One on TikTok for sharing this. He responded to this comment with just, yes, I am. And honestly, I respect it. First of all, a quick scroll through his page will tell you that Quarter One identifies as a Louisiana Creole quadroon. And for anyone who doesn't know, a quadroon was the historical term for someone who's 3/4 white and 1/4 black. So, why wouldn't he be proud of his European ancestry, especially when that makes up most of who he is? This comment says, so basically the descendant of slave owners and those who killed all the natives. Congrats to you, sure you're proud. And yeah, he is, but not in the way you think. He's not proud of genocide or slavery. He's proud of surviving that history, proud of who he is in spite of it. He can't control how he was made or who his ancestors were, but he can choose to embrace his identity with honesty and dignity. And I get that. As someone who's mixed too, I've definitely felt the pressure to either shrink parts of myself or perform an identity that made other people feel more comfortable. Like I have to appear like I'm blacker than I really am, or that I'm in tune with the culture, even though I have other parts of me that I'm more comfortable with. But at the end of the day, I'm all of it. I don't get to pretend otherwise. And I noticed on Quarteron's profile, he has the French, Spanish, and Nigerian flags in his bio for a reason. His pride isn't rooted in domination or white supremacy, it's rooted in legacy. He's honoring the blend of cultures and lineages that made him. That's not erasure, that's self acceptance. And this kind of projection happens all the time when mixed people express pride in their full lineage, especially when they acknowledge their white side. And there's hypocrisy here that no one wants to name. Like, people have no problem saying that a person who's 3/4 black and 1/4 white should identify as fully black. But the minute someone's 3/4 white and 1/4 black, suddenly it's controversial for them to say they're mixed, let alone acknowledge their blackness. Sometimes they're not even allowed to acknowledge their whiteness for whatever reason, all due to the one drop rule. So if this is a reaction to someone simply calling himself mixed, imagine the outrage if he actually said he was white. Even though genetically and historically he'd technically have more right to that label than some folks who claim blackness through a single drop. And let's not forget, Louisiana Creole isn't just about race. It's a culture, a language, a history rooted in French, Spanish, African, Native American, and Caribbean influence. Many Creole families have been racially mixed for generations, long before biracial was even a concept. So, when someone like Porteron embraces his mix, it's not just about being provocative and edgy. He's actually honoring the truth of his identity and lived experience. And being proud of your white parent doesn't mean you hate your blackness. It means you're not cutting yourself in half to make other people feel comfortable. It means you're whole and you're standing in that. And this idea that every mixed person is automatically descended from slave owners, like, let's be serious. Not every white person in America owned land, let alone people. Some were immigrants, some were indentured, some came much later. There's a lot of poor white people even today. Lineage isn't that linear. And do y'all really think people look at their mom or dad and go, you're an oppressor? Like, imagine telling someone that loving their parent is internalized racism. And that's not radical, that's just trauma talking. Because it's very clear that a lot of the monoracial people who say things like this don't know what it's like to have a non-black parent. So they turn someone's actual family dynamic into a historical scapegoat. But mixed people grow up loving, living, and being shaped by multiple cultures and races. And that's not erasure, that's complexity. Like my white side are immigrants from Ireland, Germany, and Norway. So it's much easier for them to say you're a product of genocide than to understand the tension and the beauty of being both black and something else. But that duality, we live it. We don't get to ignore it, we embody it every single day. Being multiracial isn't a betrayal. It's not performative. It's not about choosing sides. It's about refusing to disown any parts of yourself just to make someone else's worldview feel neat and comfortable. And that's not arrogance, that's survival. And I say that not just as someone observing from the sidelines, but as someone who lives this too. I've had to learn that embracing your whole identity doesn't make you confused or privileged or delusional. It makes you real. And I'll always respect people who refuse to be boxed into other people's comfort zones. Because at the end of the day, we're not here to apologize for being layered. We're here to own it. Thank you for sharing this space with me, Muses. If something here resonated, don't forget to like, subscribe, and pass it along to someone who needs it. From yours truly, stay sharp, stay tuned, and keep musing.